What is going on YouTube? Paul back at you with another video here, continuing the boat build. Last time I left you guys off, I was actually fairing the hull. I had one layer of fairing compound on. I've actually been sanding on that, and I've got a surface over my fiberglass, and now I just need to go back and fill in my little putty lines and uneven areas. You see the lines in it right there? As you can see, there's a surface on top of it. Now we just need to go back in with some fine filler and fill all that in like I did on the side here. I got some 410 microlight filler. I'll show you guys. This is a lot finer, and it actually sands down to a fine edge. So yeah, I'm gonna keep doing that. Probably take one coat of the fairing filler I just got, and then we can put some high build primer on, and then we can paint this thing. So I feel a lot better about it than I did the other day. It's just like, man, I don't know how I'm gonna get this thing faired out and smooth, and it's actually coming together pretty good. So I think I'm gonna take a break off the sanding, flip this thing over, and glue my drain tubes in place. And I actually got my foam in. Yeah, I got my foam in today. So what I need to do is dry fit the deck, cut a deck out and to fit everything and make sure it's measured up properly, and then I can start pouring foam in there. Also need to put in the bow eye up front, drill some holes and put it in. I don't know how far I'll get, but that's the plan. That's what we're gonna try to do. Let's get after it. All right, so I'm just taking my measurements. I got me a drawing here. Every 12 inches I went up from where I needed to put or split my two pieces of plywood, and went and measured from center line across. See, I got 8 marks here. And I just need to transfer this onto my plywood, which I already have. And I hope it comes out right, because this plywood's really expensive. So I'm gonna see, find me a piece of bendable wood here, some kind of thin stuff. Here we go. Alright, I hope you guys can hear me with the background noise. Got a vacuum running and an airplane in the background, but I got my measurements transferred onto my plywood from a paper here. Found my center line, and now I'm going to take this little piece of wood here and bend it around my nails, and take my Sharpie and get my round curvature going up to the front of the boat. And hopefully it'll come out good. That looks pretty good. Well, there we have it. first 2 attempts I tried to drop it in, I was too tight, which is better than being too short, I guess. So I had to shave a little bit off the edges, which made it drop down perfect. And I also have enough room to put an epoxy joint in between the deck and the gunnel. And the little drawings I made panned out. Can't believe it. But I'm gonna take these deck panels off, and I'm gonna put some epoxy resin on them. I gotta do one more for the front and then one more here for the transom. But all in all, it's coming together pretty good. Once I get these shapes cut out, these deck shapes, I can go ahead and put foam in the bottom of this thing. And then we'll start putting some weight on it. Yeah, starting to get heavy. That deck, I actually went with a 1/2 inch piece of plywood here on the deck, because I just wasn't sure about a 1/4 inch plywood. But I hope it don't make the boat too overweight, but it is what it is. I'd rather have something strong than flimsy. Yeah, that's it. So tomorrow, I guess I'll finish cutting the decks out and put some foam in this baby. All right, guys, next morning here, we got another piece of deck we need to cut out here. Let me show you what I'm working with here. So this little portion of the boat up here around the bow, I think I'm just gonna take this giant TV box, make the shape with the cardboard, and then I'll trace out my cardboard onto the plywood, because this is quite an odd shape. It would take me literally a couple of hours probably to measure that thing out and do the dimensions on it. So yeah, let's do that. Let's just take the cardboard, trace it into place, and then put the cardboard onto the plywood, and hopefully we don't mess it up. Like I said, this plywood is quite expensive. All right, well, got my cardboard fitted here. I also need to take my hatch, put it where I want it to be, somewhere like that. And I wanted the cardboard, like the brown side, to be up, but it kept curling up on me. I had to flip it over so I could actually lay it in place. And I see a couple of edges I'm gonna have to straighten out with my marker, but I think it's gonna transfer just fine. And if it's not quite perfect, it don't matter, because you gotta have space for the joint, epoxy joint, to go. So I'm gonna take this and transfer it on some plywood, and then I'll cut out my shape for my hatch. Just traced out that cardboard piece onto this plywood, and once I get this cut out, I'm gonna cut out my shape for my hatch. I was gonna do it on that cardboard, but I can be a lot more precise with the wood because it doesn't move, it doesn't flex, and I can take precise measurements across each side. So I'm gonna cut this out, put it in place, then put my hatch on, see if I can get a nice hole cut out for the hatch. All right, got my hatch drew out here, got my pilot hole drilled, dropped my jigsaw down in it, cut it out. Let's go. All right, got the hatch cut out here, and I can see my stud right there on the edge, which is perfect. See if we can't drop her down in there. Oh yeah, nice and snug. There we go. Now all we have to do is epoxy coat all this inside of here one more time. And then while that's drying, I'll epoxy coat the deck. And maybe when that dries, when all this dries, I can start putting foam in here. A change of heart here on this transom. I'm going to cut those gussets off, gussets off level with the floor. Cut those angles out. And then I'm going to run 2 boxes on each side and have a fuel tank in the middle. And I'm going to use the inside of the box for a gusset for the transom, which will give me 2 storage boxes, and it'll make that transom extra strong. That's 1/4 inch plywood. I'm going to go back and replace it with 1/2 inch plywood, and that'll make it a lot stronger. It'll be less flimsy. Probably add just a little more weight in the back, but yeah, I'm going to do away with that. Okay, gussets eliminated. Now I got a clean workspace to lay this deck, and also give me a clean space to form up some boxes and make stronger gussets with some 1/2 inch plywood, and also give me a place to store some goods, tackle. You know how it goes. You can't never get enough storage. So now I'll just fit this last piece on, cut a hole for the pipe over there to come up and run some wires through. And I like that a lot better, man. I mean, those little gussets, I mean, they were super strong, no doubt, but I want to make a gusset that forms into 2 boxes. And my water drainage will run straight to the center of this thing and out the back. That's the goal. Okay, so I have smoked 1 GoPro battery in the heat. I got a couple more, but this is a view of the boat with the deck dry fitted here. The boat is only about 4 feet wide, 14 foot long, but all we're going to have in the middle is a grab bar and maybe an ice chest. So just look at all the room you can get fishing when you strip away center consoles, live wells, T-tops, all those things that are just not necessary for a little backwater fishing. Real happy the way it turned out. Still got a lot of work to go, but we are getting close to the end. I'm going to take this deck off, and then I'll start epoxying the inside, and we'll try to put some foam in. Oh yeah, almost forgot to cut the hole for the pipe. There we go. So in that storage box here on the left, I'm going to have some wires here. I want to run maybe an anchor light to the rear, and maybe some power for a graph just to check speed and location. Really don't care about depth finder and fish and all that, because I'll be so shallow it won't help me anyway. But I'm going to run some power up to the front there. We'll have some bow lights up there, some trolling motor power, just simple stuff like that. Yeah, skiff bar in the middle, and that's it. That's all she wrote. That'll be just a wide open skiff with fishing capabilities. We'll pole off of a cooler, we'll sit on a cooler, put our fish in a cooler. The cooler's going to be like a everything type of seat, stand. Try to keep it simple as possible. Alright, so I went and took the deck off and started putting some resin inside of these compartments with the floor joists and get this ready for foam. I've had the pipes glued in now. I've got a bead around everywhere that they connect to the joists. I've got a piece, actually 2 pieces of cypress here to go around this floor joist here, and that I need that extra meat there to put the grab bar to. that's exactly where the grab bar is going to go. I'm going to drill it down to there. And getting a lot done today, actually. As soon as these compartments over here, I've done put 3 coats of resin on them. I can put foam in them. I'm just waiting on that glue to dry over there on those pipes, and then I can start resining that and put foam in those. So really not a whole lot left to do. Yeah, I can foam it in, flip it over, and finish fairing the hole, which won't take but maybe another coat or two. And we'll have it ready for primer, and it'll be nice and smooth, ready for paint. So we are getting down to the end. Oh yeah, the boxes back there, I'm going to build those boxes up. And I'm not going to sacrifice any strength there, because I'll use the inside of those boxes with a 1/2-inch sheet of plywood, and I will grab that transom and deck at the same time. It'll make like 2 gussets. So it'll be even stronger than the original drawings. But I got a lot done today. It won't be long now. I mean, we'll be gluing the deck on and turning this thing over and painting it up and getting it ready for the water. And we'll have to call the state to come inspect it. And then hopefully all that goes well. When you build a boat, always keep your receipts. They're going to want to see them. Your plywood, your flotation foam, all your epoxy and stuff like that. Keep all those receipts, because I've heard they will ask for that. And take pictures of your foam inside. If you have a vessel under 20 feet, you are required to put foam in it. Now, this is a very controversial subject, because flotation foam can absolutely get full of water if you have a leak, and it can get really super heavy. So a lot of people don't like using it. They'll use styrofoam or, pink foam or something like that. But we're going to do it this way. I hope it doesn't leak, and we're going to keep on building a boat. I'll see you guys on the next vid.